threats.
Slap me in the face, you know.
Mate, if I got what it takes.
Anger.
Don't.
Desperation.
Dad, I need to find £2 within 5 minutes.
What happens when debt
I'm not even paying a penny of it.
tracks you down?
Don't open the gates, mate. We'll force entry.
Up and down the UK,
Can somebody come to the door, please?
we see Britain's most resilient High Court enforcement agents
We need immediate police assistance.
dealing with every debtor's worst nightmare.
It's not a wake-up call most people want.
Because if you can't pay,
Doesn't have a penny, doesn't own anything.
they'll take it away. Over the first half of 2017, the number of county court judgments issued against individuals rose to the highest level seen in over a decade. Nearly 600,000 judgments were issued during this period, a 40% increase from the previous year. High Court enforcement agents Gareth Short and Mitch Starr are in Cardiff, South Wales. They're here to recover a debt of over £2,500 owed in unpaid parking fines.
We're going to visit Mr. J. Martin.
The case began when Mr. Martin left a car park without paying.
Do it.
Now he must pay the money he owes in full today in either cash or goods. The agents immediately spot a valuable asset.
Nice wheels.
Nice car.
If the Bentley on the driveway belongs to Mr. Martin, it could be seized if he can't or won't pay today.
Do you think he's inside?
No, I think he's out.
Although the house is unlocked, no one appears to be in, so the agents turn their attention to the Bentley. And they're in for a surprise.
Who leaves their Bentley open on their drive?
Bentley open.
I just can't believe someone would leave a Bentley on their drive unlocked in the middle of a city, just asking for it to be nicked, really, you know?
Mitch takes a look inside to see whether he can find any evidence that the car belongs to the debtor.
Mr. Martin.
Good boy. I knew there was a reason why he worked with Hubert.
The trade cards are for Mr. Martin's roofing business, evidence that the car could belong to him. Gareth starts an online vehicle check and gets an unexpected result.
That registration number is registered to a BMW 318. That should be on a road with that, because it's registered to a different car.
It seems that the number plate is registered not to the Bentley, but to a white BMW. But then Mitch spots something.
Was that BM there? Has that always been there?
It appears the agents are being watched.
So we've just done a search on the plates on the Bentley. He's coming back as a white BMW. And funny enough, across the road, it's been a white BMW M Sport parked up watching us. So I think that's the debtor, so I'm going to go and confront him now. Jonathan, mate, is it?
I'm just dropping him off to work, yeah.
I think it's Jonathan Martin, mate, to be honest.
Who's that?
Don't know. Do you have any idea on you, mate?
Do you know what, mate? I'm going to show you.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
The man inside the BMW isn't Mr. Martin.
Spidey senses was going then.
Yeah.
The guy showed ID to prove he's not a debtor. But why has he been sat there for the last 10 minutes watching us, though?
The case is taking a complicated turn. But as Gareth suspects that changing number plates could be an offence, he calls for police assistance.
Hello, I'm a High Court enforcement agent. Wonder if we can have police assistance, please. We've just found a car on the drive with false plates on it. We've also got somebody parked across the road just watching us. Just wonder if we can have a police officer for assistance, please.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Any job can be extraordinary. There's so many twists and turns, just never know what's going to happen. So you've always got to have your wits about you. I'd like to say that you've learned from experience, but this job is a constant learning curve because every single job is different.
With the police coming, the BMW drives away. And just moments later, another man approaches the agents.
What's your name, Louis?
Kevin, that's it.
Kevin Martin. Look for Mr. J. Martin, yeah, Jonathan.
It was ready to eat.
can tell you. Are you Jonathan?
No, I don't. I'm his brother.
The man, Kevin Martin, says he'll deal with the writ on his brother Jonathan's behalf. But the agents need the debtor's permission before they can discuss the writ.
If we get Jonathan on the phone, if he tells us we can speak to you, we'll tell you.
Hello. This is John Martin.
Hey, John, all right? Okay, we're High Court enforcement agents. We're High Court writ against you.
I'm his brother.
You help me off your brother to sort this out. Yeah, perfect. Okay, yeah, perfect. Thanks, mate.
All right.
So you're in possession of a High Court writ.
What do I do here now?
Two options, mate. The debt can either get paid, or we're going to be lifting this car. So at the moment, the debt stands at £2,269.05.
Well, all over £1 parking ticket, back there. I don't know how I'm going to pay this.
He can pay it over the phone.
You
if
a bill
you
slightly check?
No, that's the only thing we don't accept is cheques.
Let me see what they're coming at.
While Kevin tries to arrange payment, Gareth wants to find out whether he's got any connection to the man in the white BMW.
Where have you come from, lad?
What's that got to do with this?
She's taking interest, that's all.
You know, where have you come from now? That's a leading question. It's a loaded gun.
That's a loaded gun.
It's not a loaded gun, it's just fucking shit. Just clip the clap jar, I'll show you the money, that's it.
This routine case is turning out to be anything but straightforward. With no sign of the debtor and with his brother becoming agitated, it will take all of Gareth and Mitch's experience to get the £2,500 they came for. Gareth Short and Mitch Starr were in Cardiff, Wales, to recover a debt of over £2,500 owed in unpaid parking fines by Jonathan Martin.
I think he's out.
The debtor didn't appear to be in, but the agents found that the valuable Bentley outside was unlocked. Then Gareth discovered that the car's number plate had been swapped with another vehicle.
That registration number is registered to a BMW 318.
The agents called the police.
Police assistance, please.
Then a man arrived.
What's your name, baby?
Kevin Martin.
Kevin Martin. Look for Mr. J. Martin, me, Jonathan.
I'm his brother.
And became agitated with the agents.
This is fucking shit. Just clip the clap jar, I'll show you the money, that's it.
I'm confused.
Now, Gareth and Mitch must try to get this complicated case back on track.
You can pay over the phone if needs be, mate. He hasn't got to be here, yeah?
Kevin phones his brother Jonathan again.
Look, I'm trying to sort it out for you, right? Right, I can give you £1,000.
Okay, we're half here then.
And then when he comes back on the 26th, he said he'll pay you.
Jonathan has offered £1,000 today and the balance paid off in 3 weeks' time. But the agents are duty-bound to try and get payment in full today.
We can't wait, unfortunately. So we're commanded by the High Court to come and collect the full balance or remove assets. We'll be the most patient men in the world, mate. If we've got to wait for half an hour or something.
You won't get £2,500 a day.
Okay, so
Leave it at that.
all right, so we'll have to take the car then.
Despite the fact that the Bentley has a false number plate, if it belongs to the debtor, it can still be seized. But Kevin has other ideas.
That's not even his car.
We've got reason to believe it is.
We fake cards in there, mate. All sorts in there.
That's in Yvonne's name.
If we get proof of that, then we leave it.
It is in her name.
Yeah, we obviously to do a job, we need to see proof for that.
Do you want to see the logbook?
Logbook's not proof.
What's proof then?
It's the original sales invoice, so
She got a receipt probably.
she got that, then we leave it.
Yeah, but she's in Spain.
Kevin claims that the car doesn't belong to his brother, but without proof, the agents could seize it.
She'll have 7 days proof of ownership then before we sell it.
With the car at risk of being removed, Kevin gets back on the phone.
It's all to the police now.
He claims to be calling the police, but Gareth has spotted something.
He's not on the phone.
I think she was born yesterday, man.
It seems that Kevin's phone is actually switched off.
Perhaps what you should do is if you ring 999 on your phone instead of just pretending, you'll speak to the police now. Wasn't born yesterday, mate.
No, I didn't. I didn't go before. I just told them my ear there, mate.
Ah, right, okay. They always have an inkling if somebody's telling me the truth or not, or if they're hiding the truth. And that's when I'll start to drill down and find ways of getting the truth out of them. If that person's not the debtor, then it is obviously a lot harder. But then it's a bit of a cat and mouse game, to be honest with you.
40 minutes after Gareth called them, the police arrive.
Is your phone, mate, is it?
No, I never phoned them.
It is, mate. These are goods, mate.
After seeing the High Court writ, the officer is keen to have a word with Kevin Martin.
Do you have any idea on the job? How far you were? You've got a driving licence with a quick ID on?
But then suddenly, Kevin flags down a passing van.
Whoa, whoa! Right, I'll go with these, I'll be back. Is he disappeared like that?
With Kevin gone, the policeman makes a surprising claim.
I've reason to believe he's given me enough details and he's the person who the court warrants for. Well, probably why he's disappeared.
It seems the man the agents have been dealing with could actually be the debtor, Jonathan Martin, after all.
I've got an officer on the way down here who knows him, was going to identify him.
Some debtors do think we was born yesterday. I'm very stupid. And I do find that a bit of an insult sometimes. But unfortunately, that's the way they're dealing with the situation. So what you do need to do then is start drilling down on the truth, because ultimately the truth will come out in the wash.
5 minutes later, another officer arrives and shows Gareth a picture of Jonathan Martin.
That was the guy who was here, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was him.
Is that him, is it?
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Dealt with him several times.
Is he wanted by you as well, is he?
With the man's true identity confirmed by the police, Gareth's keen to know if they're planning on taking any action over the swapped number plate.
Is that car going to go, or...?
We've no power to remove at the moment.
No.
It's parked on the drive, although it's no insurance.
Yeah.
We can't move it off the drive, we'll have to install it. We're going to do some further checks on it.
Appreciate that, guys, anyway. Thank you very much.
It appears that keeping a car on a driveway with false number plates isn't unlawful, but driving one on a public highway is. With the Bentley now on the police radar, they leave. But just then, another man arrives
Right, mate.
and makes a surprising offer.
I have to pay John's bill. I just asked me to come and pay after this so we will take the car.
Well, you're going to pay his bill, mate, yeah?
There's 1,500 quid there.
Cool.
And then the other £769 on a card. And then, does that stay there then?
If it's all paid, mate, that car stays there.
The man doesn't say what his connection is to Jonathan Martin, but he produces £1,500 in cash and pays the remaining balance by card.
76905.
Yeah.
Happy with that? Well, not really you, but...
That don't make a difference to me.
No.
No, all sorted. Sorry about that, mate. Cheers, thank you very
You
much.
take care, buddy. All the best.
Thanks to the mystery donor, Jonathan's debt is paid off in full.
Done our job, mate.
Happy days.
But just before Gareth and Mitch leave, a familiar van approaches.
There he is, boys. There he is, jumping out as well.
The man the police identified as the debtor has returned.
What the policewoman says then?
She said you were Jonathan, or?
Yeah. I
You
know.
are now?
Yeah. Do you know when she went there and she said he's not coming back, did she?
Don't know.
With Jonathan now being honest with the agents, Gareth wants to find out more about the debt.
How did you get that bike?
My brother, he had no money on him. So the yellow arm comes up,
Aye.
the car goes out, he went right up the arse of another car, going out so he hasn't got to pay the pound.
Jonathan Martin is now claiming his brother was responsible for the parking offence behind the debt.
But still, it's done now and he's going to fucking pay you.
The case might have ended with yet another twist, but it's been a good result for the agents.
Involved with it. But for us, it's a great result. We got the case paid.
Done our job, mate.
Happy days.
Research has shown that the number of disputes between tenants and landlords over rent arrears increased by 90% last year. The average amount owed to private landlords across the UK currently stands at over £1,800, and the total amount has now exceeded £5 billion. High Court enforcement agents Matt Highway and Gary Ball are in Milton Keynes, Buckinghamshire. They have a writ to collect a debt of over £16,000 owed to a landlord.
Who's first today then, mate? We're going to see Mr. Mark Ford and Miss Emma Jackson, who owe £16,500.
The defendants, Mark Ford and Emma Jackson, left a rented property 9 months before their tenancy agreement officially came to an end. But their landlord pursued them through the county court to get the rent the couple should have paid him for the remainder of the lease.
Dog's looking at me.
The landlord won the case, and it's now been escalated to the High Court. Today, the agents have come to the debtor's new address to get the debt paid off in full. With no one answering, Matt checks around the back. Finding an open door, he makes peaceful entry.
Hello? Hello?
And it appears someone is home after all.
High Court enforcement.
How'd you get in?
Good up.
Mark, is it?
Yeah.
Hi, Mark. My name's Gary. That's Matthew. We're High Court enforcement agents. Reference a High Court writ for £16,479.16.
Okay.
What's it about?
The old place that we used to rent, and we had to move out.
Okay.
Because the boiler was broke. There was no hot water. And they wanted to charge us for the end of until they went to the end of the tenancy.
All right.
I have contacted the force.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah. You put an appeal in, didn't you?
Appealing, yeah.
And that was dismissed, yeah.
No, it's been, they lost the paperwork for it.
It's been dismissed. Someone else.
I haven't been informed.
Okay. Well, it has.
So where we are today, so we stand at £16,479. Graph you. Can you pay that today? What about Emma, sir? Has she got any funds?
But Emma's in Spain. I can give her a number if you want a number.
Matt gives Emma a call. But with Emma out of reach, Mr. Ford must now deal with this debt on his own.
If you can raise funds.
I've got nothing at all. I lost my business in the last 6 months, and I've put everything into it, and I've lost everything. That's the situation.
All right, sir.
People will open up and tell us the story on why they've not paid you, what's happened in the past. You know, we'll always listen to them. We are humans. We'll always understand the situation they're in. You do feel sorry for them, but we're only there doing a job. It's nothing personal.
With no offer of payment, the agents must now start an inventory of seizable assets.
TV.
And Gary immediately spots a set of keys.
It's a company car.
So is that named on some paperwork somewhere, the vehicle?
Yes.
You have that paperwork?
I haven't got the paperwork right now.
No, it'll be seized, unfortunately.
Until Mr. Ford proves that the Mercedes doesn't belong to him personally, it can be seized to offset the debt. But as it's worth only £1,000, a fraction of the £16,000 owed, the agents must continue to search for assets of value in the house. And upstairs in the Home Office, Matt's in for a surprise.
That feels right, that does.
He's found what appears to be a Rolex watch. If genuine, it could be worth in excess of £5,000. But the agents don't know whether it's real or fake.
I can never tell, to be fair.
I can. It's normally the weight, mate. For the weight on that.
Yeah, it is heavy one.
But then, in a drawer, Matt finds yet another luxury watch.
That's a tag here.
It's a feel like it. I'll keep searching.
With another watch found, the agents continue their search.
Yeah, I found another watch, another Rolex.
It's an Armani as well.
And it soon becomes apparent that Mr. Ford is a serious collector of luxury watches.
That was my hobby.
Armani, Swarovski.
Cartier.
So you got tag here, Monaco.
The agents have now found 7 designer watches. If they're genuine, Matt and Gary could now be handling assets worth up to £10,000 or more. But they have no proof that any of them are authentic.
And Rolex, Oyster, Sea Dweller. An expensive watch is a great asset to seize. It can be of huge value. It's very easily transported. However, the pitfalls of that are that I'm not a qualified jeweller and I wouldn't know a fake Rolex from a real one if it was staring me in the face. So you're aware, Mark, these watches in this box, they are seized at the moment, all right?
But then Mr. Ford tries to stop them in their tracks.
Change the shall I? Look at the point there, and it's off centre. If it was Rolex, it wouldn't be off centre.
With no expert knowledge, Matt can't tell whether Mr. Ford is telling him the truth. so he goes to speak to a colleague who has experience in this field.
Hey mate, you okay?
I am, mate.
You see the 9 o'clock and the 3 o'clock on the black bezel? If you push it gently, it should go down, because that's the pressure release valve on a real Rolex watch.
No, mate.
No, it's fake.
That's no good then, yeah?
It seems that Mr. Ford was telling the truth. With the expensive Rolex confirmed as a fake, it looks like the only asset worth seizing is the car. So Matt requests a tow truck.
So you've got recovery for the vehicle coming. All right, mate, no problem. Cheers, cheers.
If you let it go to the stage where you're letting your vehicle go and you're not raising any funds at all and you're not going to come to an agreement with us, you know, you're adding thousands of pounds more to the bill. You're going to be hit with those removal fees and storage fees and sale fees.
30 minutes later, the tow truck arrives for the Mercedes. But as its sale at auction will only clear a small part of the £16,000 Mr. Ford owes, the agents will have no option but to keep the case open, adding further fees to the debt. But then suddenly, Mr. Ford makes Matt an offer.
You're taking the car.
Yeah.
If I give you £1,000 as well.
Right. Is that what you're suggesting, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I can certainly put it to him, yeah.
After saying he couldn't pay anything, Mr. Ford has now offered £1,000. Matt calls the office to see whether this is acceptable to the claimant.
What he's suggesting is the value in the vehicle, which is obviously what we value it at, and £1,000 today, with £1,000 a month going forward. Okay, mate. Yeah, cheers. I never knock a door thinking I'd like to get a quarter of the debt or half the debt. However, sometimes, you know, when it's not possible to collect the full amount, we need to look at an arrangement. This shows intent from the defendant, it gets a good result for the client, and it also makes them more likely to pay the rest of the remaining debt.
A few minutes later, the office calls back.
Hello, mate.
The client has agreed if we get an additional £1,000 and £1,000 a month.
Thanks, cheers.
The claimant accepts the offer.
Done.
Yeah.
Bank details?
With the £1,000 paid,
That's gone in, okay, lovely. Thanks, Rachel.
and the Mercedes ready to be sold at public auction, the case is resolved for now.
All right, mate. Sorry about the circumstances, but pleasure meeting you.
No.
Cheers.
But if Mr. Ford doesn't stick to his repayment plan, the agents will be back.
I think, Matt, we need to go on a jewellery course, don't we?
Yeah. And then maybe oil paintings afterwards?
Or paintings, yeah, and then sculptures.
Yeah.
Wow, that lasted 4.5 hours.
Yeah, but a good result.
Yeah, good result in the end for the client.
Very difficult one. No.
Yeah.
Matt and Gary got a result against the odds. But in Gareth and Mitch's next case,
You know Francesco, mate, yeah?
an aggrieved debtor
It's not fair that.
pushes their patience to the limit.
Whether you don't understand.
No, listen,
it's the problem.
let
Because
me
you never
finish.
fucking more.
Listen, don't start me.
No, I know, now let me start to go angry.
Research has shown that nearly 3/4 of people in the UK come up against unforeseen expenses at least once a year. However, 4 in 10 have less than £100 put aside to cope with unexpected bills, and nearly 17 million people in the UK are at risk of getting into debt due to their low levels of savings. High Court enforcement agents Gareth Short and Mitch Starr are in Swindon, Wiltshire, to collect a debt of over £2,000.
I went to visit a guy called Francesco Macronelli. Italiano.
The agents don't know how the debt arose, but they've been given some information about the debtor, Mr. Macchiarelli.
The only notes we got is he used to be a private taxi driver, and now he's a chef, apparently.
Italian chef.
Italian chef. Taxi driver.
Good mix on this.
As Gareth and Mitch approach the address on the writ, they see two men leaving the estate.
You know Francesco, mate, yeah? High Court Enforcement Agents we are. Show you some ID. Should we go and have a chat in your house, is that alright?
Yeah.
Francesco seems keen to cooperate. He and son Michael invite the agents in.
So, a county court judgment was entered against you, sir, on the 12th of the 4th, 2017. With regards to the amount of money you owed, they've then transferred it to the High Court. So we're now in possession of a High Court writ to enforce against you.
What's about that?
You say you've not received any letters whatsoever, is it?
No.
Have you ever owed any rent, sir? Any business debts, anything like that you can think of?
No.
The numerous letters have been sent from the county court for you. We also sent you a letter that looked exactly like that.
Honestly, I've never received it.
With Francesco claiming he knows nothing about the debt, Gareth calls the office to get more information.
I had unpaid garage rent, he had a lock-up and he didn't pay for it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Alright,
Thanks.
thank you.
Bye. Unpaid rent for a garage or a lock-up you rented, sir?
Oh, that one.
Here we are. Pennies dropped there, yeah?
It seems Francesco does know about the case after all, and is now keen to tell the agents his side of the story.
With him, I want to give you the garage back. He will give me a chance to empty the garage. And every time I said, look, I want to empty the garage, he changed the locker and forced me to pay month by month by month. That's the problem.
I'm guessing you had unpaid rent, yeah?
Yeah, I know, because I give you notice to empty the garage. So I said, look, I can't afford it to make more months on because I don't have money to pay you. £70 a month for me at the time is very high.
I'm guessing as part of your lease agreement with him, you had to give 2 months' notice.
Yeah, but if I not can afford it.
Whether you can afford it or not, you agreed to that license or
You must have signed that contract.
Whatever the rights and wrongs of the case, Francesco lost in court. Now the agents are duty-bound to get this case resolved today, one way or another.
So your debt at the moment stands at £2,234.17. Are you in a position to make payment to us?
Oh, no, unfortunately not. I lost my job. If I don't have a chance to pay today, what happened?
Assets from inside the house will be seized today, and then they will be sold at public auction within 7 days.
No, man, that's not fair.
We'll treat that as a last resort, okay? Let's focus on trying to get the money first. If you say to us, all right, look, I want to make some phone calls, I want to speak to some people, I want to try and get some help, we'll be the most patient men in the world.
But instead of trying to raise funds, Francesco seems intent on arguing about the writ.
What you've done, for me, it's not fair.
Did you formally give you notice in to say you want to give you 2 months' notice?
I tell you twice, so many times.
Did you formally do that?
Yeah, voice by voice.
By paper.
I'm guessing part of your contract would say you'd have to do it formally.
Because unfortunately, I can write English because I'm Italian.
So whenever we knock at the defendant's door, it's potentially going to be the worst day of the year, maybe potentially their life. And the first thing they want to do is just get aggravated. Obviously, that's counterproductive for us. We don't want that to happen. So what we normally try and do is let the debtor have 5 to 10 minutes worth of kicking off, and then we try and bring him back down to level.
The agents have been in the house for almost 20 minutes, when suddenly Francesco's son, Michael, makes an offer.
I have 400 or something. Yeah, but that's without money.
If you
that is not fair. You see, that's the problem.
But Francesco is still disputing the court judgment.
I asked him to stop the agreement. I want to pay all the rest. At the time, he said £400. Instead, him charging more and more and more. If him let me empty the garage, instead to put more on top. He said, non rompere l'anima. Go upstairs, don't worry, I sort this one.
With Francesco's wife now involved, Michael tries to calm his father down.
There's no point you keep saying the story.
It's not fair, that.
It's not fair.
Because if I tell you, I can afford you.
Sir, your son's speaking a bit of sense here. Do you want to go in the kitchen?
Maybe you don't understand. That is the problem, because you have the fucking money.
Hey, don't swear at me.
No, now I'm starting to go angry. Because I tried to stop.
Shouting and screaming is not going to help you, sir, okay?
I know, but...
Do you want to go in the kitchen and have a chat with your son?
No.
We often get debtors and defendants who are just fixed on why they're in that problem in the first place. But I'm there to get a result. So what I try and do is listen to their story, but bring them back down to the ground and say, I'm not there to deal with disputes, unfortunately. A county court judge has already agreed that you owe this money. So there's no point having a go at me about it. you might as well work with me.
With the situation at a stalemate, the agents have to make it clear that despite his argument with the claimant, the writ is live and must be enforced today.
Can you see why we're here?
Yeah, I know.
Perfect, okay. So we're going around in circles at the moment. I definitely sympathise with you saying you lost your job, but unfortunately we've got a High Court writ to enforce. So that's £2,234.17 is paid to us. We can look to remove assets.
Yeah, I know.
Which is the last thing we want to do.
But just then, Francesco receives a call.
Just a second. Oh, Christian. C'è un grande problema. Puoi venire un minuto a casa? Manager called me, and now he's come and tried to sort it.
So you got a family member on the way, have you?
Yeah.
So we need 1,800. If there's nothing comes that he can't help, could we do a couple more phone calls just to see?
If you want to make phone calls, we'll happily wait.
If you want to believe or not, I don't care. You just come here, want to take my stuff off.
No, that's the last thing I want to do.
No, he's come here to do his job.
But despite his son and now another relative trying their hardest to help, Francesco is not backing down.
The bastard? Yeah, but because you have a fucking money.
Just stop shouting.
No, because
You need to calm down and listen to your son, so he's speaking some sense there.
No, because the fucking bastard, because you have the fucking money, do whatever he wanted. Steal the money for the poor people. I don't have any help at all.
I understand your stress, but you need to calm down, take a breath, have a cup of tea and
No. Be honest with you, I tell you, if I see that guy on the road, I don't know what's going on.
Well, you're going to get yourself in trouble then. You're going to end up at the back of a police van.
But then Francesco's nephew, Christian, arrives.
Quanti soldi ci vuoi? Sempre a 1800 sterline.
Chris, to a point, he'll pagare to...
possiamo pagare assieme.
Christian agrees to help pay off his uncle's debt.
That's 481 into your account, and the rest, Chris will pay it.
Along with nearly £500 from his son and the rest from his nephew, Francesco's debt is paid off in full.
It's a good thing you came when we were leaving, because otherwise...
Couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
I'm not expected, honestly.
But it seems that the agent's visit shouldn't have been a complete surprise for Francesco.
Yeah, another day, and I said, what's going on with your garage?
Listen to your wife.
But what?
She knew something was going to happen.
How do I say thank you in Italian?
Grazie.
Grazie. I know it's a very good boss.
Yeah, he's a good boy, yes. On a daily basis, we see the bank of mum and dad coming into the rescue. It's not very often we see the sons and the daughters coming in to bail the parents out, but it's a nice sight to see. Your parents have brought you up all your life, so the least you can do is help them out in their time of need.
Half an hour after they first arrived, the case is fully resolved.
There we are, that's us done.
Yep.
Francesco, hopefully you won't see each other again now, yeah?
I hope not.
Just make sure you sort this out properly, listen to your son, keep him in line, right? Michael, thanks buddy.
Michael, it's been a pleasure, mate. Good work.
No,
It shows how much family can mean to you sometimes. The son and the nephew pulling together to get the dad out of trouble was brilliant. It's nice to see that you can always rely on family.
A recent survey from a leading youth charity reveals that a quarter of adults under 30 in England and Wales resort to borrowing to make ends meet. Nearly half of all young adults are running out of cash each month, while over 1 in 10 have had to skip meals due to financial difficulties. "5:30 p.m. High Court enforcement agents Matt Highway and Gary Ball are in Great Bar, Birmingham. They're here to collect a debt of almost £6,000 owed to a lettings agency by one of their former tenants.
We're going to see a Mr. Charanjit Bhatt. He owes £5,883.57. It's either going to be rent left outstanding when he left or damage to the property, I would have thought.
If Mr. Bhatt can't or won't pay, the agents have the right to remove assets to offset the debt, including the Mini on the driveway, should it belong to him.
Looks almost empty, doesn't it?
The house is unlocked, but nobody seems to be in. But then a man arrives.
You all right, buddy? You're moving into it?
I am going to be moving the house, but obviously you lot outside is making me kind of worried, so...
Well, we're High Court enforcement agents here looking for Mr. Charanjit Patel.
Sorry?
Charanjit Patel. All right.
Okay. Not what I'm aware of.
No? Okay.
The man claims he doesn't know the debtor the agents are looking for, but he's clearly unsettled by their presence.
I don't want no one going in there breaking in because obviously I've got stuff inside.
Oh, so you live here then?
I'm moving softly. This is one, so...
That's yours?
Yeah, I'll move that. That's got nothing to do with this property anyway.
Well, it is. It's parked on the property, isn't it?
Well, I don't want you doing something like this.
Okay.
But you got your logbook for it?
I ain't got my logbook on me, no, but
okay.
Your driving licence doesn't prove that's your car, sir.
But then Gary spots someone at the window.
The curtain's twitching.
Is there anybody in at the moment?
No one's there. No, I'm aware of.
Well, there's just been somebody at the top window.
No, I'm aware of.
Suddenly the man leaves, just as someone comes to the front door.
Hello, sir. How are you? You're going to talk to me.
Sorry, sir. Is that you?
Yeah.
The agents are finally face to face with the debtor, Charanjit Patel, and Gary explains why they're here.
They've took you to County Court on the 22nd December last year and escalated to the High Court for enforcement purposes.
Look, I'll be honest.
On the 13th, it's £5,883, sir.
Look, I don't even earn that much, I'll be honest with you. What's happened, it was an unpaid rent. I was going to go to the advice.
Yeah.
I only earn £700 to £900 a month.
Right.
I'll get paid tomorrow.
Right.
I can even show you my bank details.
Okay.
I have literally nothing that I can give.
The writ commands me and my colleague to attend here today to either collect the money or to seize goods to value. That's what we're here to do, all right? So we'd rather not do that.
But just then, a woman comes to the door.
The car's staying where it is at the moment.
With two people now claiming to own the car on the debtor's drive, the agents don't know who is telling them the truth. It's going to take all of Matt and Gary's skills to get the £6,000 they came for. Matt Highway and Gary Ball were in Great Bar, Birmingham, to recover a debt of over £6,000 owed in unpaid rent.
It's almost empty.
Matt and Gary found a car on the driveway that could be seized to offset the debt. But then a man arrived and claimed he owned it.
That's got nothing to do with this property.
The debtor, Charanjit Patel, said he couldn't afford to pay.
I can even show you my bank details. I have literally nothing that I can give.
But then a friend of his also claimed to own the car on the drive.
The car's staying where it is at the moment.
Now, the agents need to get to the bottom of this confusing case.
Let's do first things first. Is that your car? Have you got logbook for it or...?
She's got it at home.
But before they can sort out who owns the car, the woman makes another claim.
Have you explained that before moving at the property?
Yeah.
You know what the landlord said to him? He goes, if you can move out, please, whatever you owed me, you don't need to pay.
Right, okay.
Right, I'm not lying. Obviously,
Yeah,
I've got
no, I
enough
don't.
evidence to prove it,
I don't
you
disbelieve you at all. Did you go to court when the county court stage?
No one didn't know nothing about it.
It seems Charanjit believed he didn't have to pay the outstanding rent. But whatever the rights and wrongs of the situation, Matt needs him to understand that the £6,000 he owes must be paid in full today.
Have you got anybody who can help you with this?
No, I'm restrained from my parents. I have no form of contact with my family or anything I could borrow money off. It's a big amount and I have no savings, no investment, no nothing.
It's a lot of money. I don't expect you to have that in your back pocket.
Look, I'll get paid tomorrow. Come to me tomorrow, I can promise you right now.
We've got to sort it now. You need to work with us and you need to raise some funds. If we give you a little bit of time just to make some phone calls, take the heat off and just go and have a sit in the car for a bit while you make some phone calls. Why don't you try? You're going to have to get inventive. You have to find some way of solving that now. You've already said you've got money coming tomorrow.
Okay, let's do this. Let's take a 10-minute break.
Perfect.
The agents give Charanjit some time to see if he can raise any funds.
People who are honest, who have got nothing to hide, who will always give them that opportunity to raise that cash, no matter how long it takes. You know, we're there all day if it needs to be.
The agents have now been at the property for half an hour when the man they first met returns.
Hey, Dim, bro. You all right, mate?
Yeah, I just had a word with DVLA.
It's not your car, is it?
That is, yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, because someone else has just said it was their car?
Yeah, it's a shared car.
Oh, it's shared?
With no clarity on who owns the car, the agents must continue to assess it for potential seizure if Charanjit can't raise any funds. But the man is clearly getting agitated.
I need to go.
Shut up, you 2 minutes.
But I need to take my car.
Cooperate and it will happen, yeah? But panicking and everything, you're not going to get caught and they won't be able to do their job. Cooperate. Trust me.
We're trying to be as calm as possible, aren't
There
we?
you go. So if
All
they're
right.
being calm, you stay calm before it goes out of hand.
Charanjit decides to talk to his neighbour.
So let's chat with his neighbour now.
Maybe he's going to ask the neighbours to lend him the money. I don't fancy his chances, though, to be honest.
But he comes back with some news.
Yes, mate.
Someone's kindly said to me they can give me 200.
Charanjit's neighbours have agreed to go and withdraw cash to help pay his debt.
Look how kindly a neighbour said to me.
Because we've always been with our neighbours from the start.
Look at that. They gone out just for me.
But the £200 on offer is still a tiny fraction of the £6,000 Charanjit owes.
We're going to need more than 200 quid.
How much you need?
Well, as a rock bottom, you're going to need 500 quid.
Charanjit needs to raise another £300 to reach the minimum down payment Matt has asked for.
500. Listen, there's one person else.
If you really want to ask Steve.
Just ask him.
Realising he's running out of options, Charanjit makes another call.
Where's my bank card?
Why? What are you doing?
And he has good news.
You're transferring £300.
He's giving
You do your £500 today, yeah?
Okay.
A friend has agreed to lend Charanjit £300. Along with the cash from his neighbours, he's now raised the £500 needed as a down payment.
How sweet is that, man?
You can tell nice people when they've got neighbours that are willing to help
Our
out.
neighbours don't do that.
The agents now have to work out a payment plan to pay off the £5,500 balance.
And then we need to know what your proposal is like to clear the rest of it, because the last thing we want is another performance of this, do we? You know what I mean? So we need to sort it out.
Come on, baby, let's just go in.
The agents have to carefully assess Charanjit's financial situation to make sure he's able to stick to his repayments.
So we need to know what you can do with this going forward.
To be honest, it can't be like 100.
Do you work as?
Monitoring. I'm a manual monitor at home.
Right, so you're working at the minute, but only part-time from home. Is that the gist of it, yeah?
That's all I got.
So what are you suggesting monthly?
50.
Often as a High Court enforcement agent, half of your job is an enforcement agent and half of it is a social worker. We will hear the full story about what the defendant's been through recently, been through in his life, what his situation is like at the moment. What it does for us is it builds a picture of the defendant, how likely they are able to pay this debt off, and, you know, where we can go with the case next.
Charanjit's £50 a month offer is low, but Matt can see that with just a part-time job, he has little means of paying any higher.
I'll accept it provisionally because of your circumstances, all right? I can't get in touch with the client at the minute anyway. Tomorrow, once the office is open, I'll give them a call and I'll tell them about your circumstances and show them the evidence we've seen. All right, mate, so you've got everything you need, yeah?
Yeah.
The case is resolved for now, but if Charanjit doesn't stick to his repayment plan, the agents will be back.
Lads, you've been the best.
It's been an unusual case, but thanks to the kindness of Charanjit's friends, the agents got a result.
That's from next door, can you believe that?
Nice to have nice neighbours.
You Can't Pay Will Take It Away is back same time next week. Tomorrow night at 9, the new series of Jane McDonald and Friends continues with Tony Hadley and Shane Ward joining our Songbird to belt out some great tunes. Next tonight, Paul Connolly sets out to uncover those who steal from the elderly to the tune of $7.5 million in brand new Undercover, Nailing the Fraudsters.
Threats.
I'm gonna call my dog out. I'm gonna call my dog.
Anger.
Call the police, man.
Desperation.
Doesn't have a penny, doesn't own a thing.
What happens when debt
I know my rights. Do not touch me again.
tracks you down?
Hello, is anybody in?
up and down the UK.
Oh, you can't take my... Don't be taking my equipment.
We see Britain's most resilient High Court enforcement agents.
I've busted my ass to give you what I've got now, mate.
Dealing with every debtor's worst nightmare.
I will eat my hat.
Because if you can't pay...
There's absolutely nothing I can do.
They'll take it away. Research from a leading campaigning organisation has revealed that 6.5 million households in the UK are struggling with debt. The total household debt has risen by over £350 billion in the last 10 years, with the average amount, including mortgages, predicted to exceed £86,000 in 2022. 7 a.m. High Court enforcement agent Stuart McCracken and colleague Ian Taylor are in Alderley Edge, a wealthy suburb of Manchester, to collect one of the biggest debts they've ever had to recover.
A lot of money around here.
Yeah.
Balance as it stands at the moment is £406,273.39.
Some balance, isn't it?
The debtors, Mark and Karen, owe the money to a builder after they failed to pay him for a house they commissioned, forcing him to sell it to a bank at a loss.
Imagine being in debt for that much. It really is, in the end of the line now. He needs to make a payment. If not, then we will be removing his goods. Here it is.
With such a large sum of money owed, Stuart and Ian aren't sure how much they will be able to recover today.
2 vehicles there. Won't even scratch the surface.
But they must try and get as much as they can for the claimant in either cash or goods.
Right, let's go. Let's go and have a chat.
Right.
Please wait while we're trying to connect you.
That's his car there, isn't it? Gonna give it one more lucky ring.
Stuart has already tried to get this case resolved at the property once before. As a result, he has an order from the High Court that allows them to gain entry by force if necessary.
Now that is a door knock. Hello, is anybody in? Hello, mate, you okay? You what, sorry? Right, okay. I'll try and give him a ring now.
Stuart gets Mark on the phone.
Hello. Hi, Mark. I'm currently at your property at the moment, sir.
Yeah, I know. My son just told me.
Yeah, we've got High Court writs, so how is it you can make payment, sir?
I can't. It's a ridiculous amount. I don't believe I owe it.
So there's no way that you can make any sort of payment whatsoever?
The most I've got is 5,000.
It's not
I accept that maybe not enough.
No. No.
I've got literally £5,000, that's it.
It's not going to be enough, Mark.
I tell you what, right, I'll do this. Have a look around inside the house, right? If there's goods to the value of £5,000 in there,
Yeah.
I will eat my hat.
Yeah.
My son will let you in.
Right, okay.
The £5,000 worth of stuff that you can live out of there.
Okay, no problem. I'll have a look round and then I'll ring you back, Mark.
Alright.
With £5,000 appearing to be Mark's best offer, Stuart and Ian must now look for assets inside the house to help offset at least part of the debt.
What else like Fort Knox? Cheers. Hello. Alright, no worries.
But they're in for a shock. The house is almost completely empty.
I don't feel the cupboards are empty.
Stuart goes to check upstairs. And he's in for another surprise.
Are you Karen? Yeah. I know it must be a stressful time, but the writ's in your name as well. There's nothing that you or Mark can do at all. Yeah. He's offered a payment of 5,000, but it's not going to be nothing. Yeah. Well, it's £403,000 at the moment. I'll come back in a minute, obviously, but I'm just going to carry on just doing inventory of the house. All right.
Much up there?
No, looks like they've lost everything. When we do come across a defendant that has done very well and is quite wealthy, the stakes are a lot higher for them. They've got a lot more to lose, and it only takes one bad decision to land yourself in hundreds of £1,000s worth of debt.
Stuart and Ian have been at the property for half an hour. Mark hasn't called back to increase his £5,000 offer.
The statue that's in the first room on the right-hand side.
So Stuart and Ian start an inventory of the few assets of value in the house.
2 memorabilia shirts.
It's Canton now, this one as well.
Yeah.
The 2 signed Manchester United football shirts should fetch a few £100s at auction. But there seem to be few assets of any value. Even the cars outside are of limited worth. But as the claimant has instructed that everything of any value should be removed, they're added to the inventory. Stuart calls the office with an update.
We're just at this property now. It's more or less empty, Gary.
But then he hears some surprising news.
Yeah, no problem, Gary. Speak to you shortly.
It seems that the claimant has asked for a £25,000 down payment today to call off the removal. Stuart calls Mark again.
Hi, Mark. Right. Claimant wants at least 25.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. He thinks we've got other properties we don't.
But on the other side of it, though, Mark, you are living in one of the most prestigious places in the country.
There's a fucking massive mortgage on there,
Yeah.
which I'm barely keeping up with, and there's no equity in it.
OK, Mark, I'll see you shortly.
It's clear that Mark can't find the £25,000 needed to stop recovery today. Stuart calls the office again.
They haven't got it. They're claiming that they haven't got it.
The claimant agrees to give the family some more time to raise the cash. Stuart calls Mark back.
Right. They're willing to accept the controlled goods agreement, which means that everything stays here for 48 hours.
That's just no good to me. We got no chance of paying this money back in 48 years, let alone 48 hours.
Right.
So he can have our busted up cars and our rubbish furniture, and he can do a statutory remand if he wants. That'd be great. It'll save me 1,200 quid. The cost of me going bankrupt. He thinks I've got the 25 grand lying round. Fuck me. Who's got 25 grand lying round?
It's clear Stuart and Ian have found themselves in the middle of a bitter dispute, with both sides refusing to back down and with very few assets to use as leverage. Stuart will have to use all of his skills and experience to get this highly charged case resolved. Stuart McCracken and Ian Taylor were in Alderley Edge, Manchester, to recover one of the biggest debts they've ever chased.
Balance as it stands is £406,273.39.
The debtor, Mark, owed the money to a builder, but could only offer the agents a fraction of the debt.
I've got literally £5,000, that's it.
The house appeared to be virtually empty.
I've been through the cupboards, they're empty.
And upstairs, the situation was clearly taking its toll on Mark's wife, Karen.
Here, you can see.
But when the claimant phoned Stuart with an ultimatum...
Hi, Mark. Claimant wants at least 25.
It became clear that Stuart and Ian were in the middle of a very bitter dispute.
He thinks I've got the 25 grand lying round. Fuck me. Who's got 25 grand lying round?
Now, whatever the rights or wrongs of the situation, Stuart is duty-bound to get some kind of result for the claimant. It's clear Mark won't pay the £25,000 needed to stop recovery today, so Stuart updates Karen on what they intend to take.
The 2 vehicles are going with the desk in the office, the wall clock, the sound bar, the lamp that's in the hallway, the side table, the actual safe, the TV downstairs, the cinema system, the TV that's in that second bedroom there, the signed football shirts. So that's where I'm up to at the moment.
I'm going to tell you what the stress it's caused. My husband, to be honest, has been on the edge, but I can't say how long.
Yeah.
We've been fighting this.
There's only so much you can take, isn't there? Yeah, there's only so much you can take.
Just fucking take it, because
What can you do?
you've got a shit job.
I'm not going to lie, this part is, you know what I mean, usually it comes to some sort of arrangement, but very rarely it comes to this point, and it's... So what's the plan going forward then?
Travis Ellis has for since he left us in the mess that we're in.
Yeah. Right, I'll ring recovery.
Stuart heads downstairs to call for recovery.
Got the football frames.
Right, I'll go take them off for one, mate.
Can
Stuart and Ian begin to stack the items by the front door.
You do mobilisation, mate? Obviously a notice on that one. Okay.
It can be extremely difficult when we're dealing with a bit of dispute because the defendant doesn't want to pay the claimant and then we'll have to remove goods. We can't use any of his goods as leverage because he wants us to take it anyway. So we're in between a rock and a hard place.
An hour later, a low loader arrives to remove the cars. Minutes later, another recovery vehicle arrives to take away the household assets.
Right, turn the lights off. I'm going to try one switch at a time and know which room's which.
Despite the claimant's request to remove as much as they can, Stuart and Ian must ensure the family have enough furniture and goods to maintain a decent standard of living.
And we'll stick these chairs back around the kitchen table. I think that's everything done on that side.
But the strain of the situation has pushed the family to their limits.
Do you like someone came in your house?
No, not at all.
Situation as it is, and
No, I understand, mate. Yeah, no, I understand that, but...
Look, you're really getting me stressed now. I'm going to phone the police.
Well, what are the police going to do? What are the police going to do? We're going in a minute. We're going in a minute.
You've hassled me. You've hassled me for hours.
I understand it's stressful, all right, but I'm here to do my job. All right? Okay.
I wouldn't want two High Court enforcement agents walking inside my property, but we're cool, we're calm, we're professional. We're there to resolve the situation and diffuse any worries that people may have, but ultimately we're there to do our job and we're there to execute that writ.
With tempers fraying, Stuart gets the last items loaded and the recovery van leaves.
The list of inventory's there. It's all broken down of exactly it's been taken control of.
And who does the valuation on how much it's worth?
That's it, the auctioneer's doing that. Okay. So everything's stored for 7 days. It doesn't get sold now. Okay, it is stored. So if you can try and get this sorted the next 7 days, you'll be fully entitled to get your stuff back. Okay, it's not like we're selling it straight away. It is stored.
Right. Okay.
All right. See you later. Right. It's always rubbish when it gets to that stage, isn't it? But
yeah,
people aren't going to pay. It looks like that the family have had enough of the claimants. Looks like that they're living on the bare means. They're not willing to cooperate, they're not willing to make a payment, so we've had to remove the goods.
Recent research shows that 4 out of 10 private tenants spend more than 30% of their pay on rent. And parents are spending £850 million each year to help their young adult children pay for accommodation. High Court enforcement agents Gary Brown and trainee Connor Jackson are in Ashford, Kent, to recover a debt of over £11,000 owed in unpaid rent.
Our next customer is a Kerry Marden. Okay. Her and Shane Marden owe £11,133.42.
The case began 18 months ago when Kerry and Shane's former landlord took the couple to court over the rent arrears. Both agreed to pay the landlord back in instalments, but now Kerry has defaulted.
Shane Marden has been paying £15 every 2 weeks. As far as I understand, Kerry Marden has paid nothing.
Kerry and Shane have since split up, and Gary has tried unsuccessfully to get payment from Kerry on a previous visit.
Now, I've met this girl before.
Now Gary and Connor are on their way back to see her again, to get this case resolved for good.
It's actually Shane that told us her new address.
So he's not happy with the fact that he's paying and she's not?
No.
Good shout, Batman.
As they arrive, they spot someone at the window with a smartphone.
Oh, they're already recording us.
He's already recording us walking up.
What's going on? Alright, can I speak to Kerry, please?
She's not here.
Can we get her on the phone?
Huh?
Can we get her on the phone?
I'll get her on the phone. But I mean, what is it?
Show us some money.
I'll be ringing her.
Alright.
While the man, Kerry's new boyfriend, Steve, gets her on the phone, Gary takes the opportunity to make peaceful access into the house, something the Rit allows him to do.
They're in the house. They've just come in the house. I didn't let them in. They've just walked in the house.
Can I speak to her?
Yeah. She's not told you anything about this? I don't know anything about this.
Hi, Kerry. It's Gary Brown. You remember I came to your house about this debt?
No.
There's still £11,000 that's owed.
Well, Ryan told me that he's paying it.
He's paying some money, but he's not responsible for all of it. The situation is we're here to try and set up an arrangement.
Yeah.
Or remove goods from the premises.
I've just moved in there. Do you know how bad that looks?
Well, this needs to be sorted. You brought this on yourself, Kerry.
Well, I'm trying to, but you're not coming to anything. It's
Okay, you said you're trying to. What efforts have you made to sort this in the last year and a half? I'll pass you back to Steve.
Hello? What's all this? 11 grand? But I mean, hang on a minute, Kerry. I've been sitting here watching TV, not knowing nothing about it all. And they just rocked up here now, so...
It's quite a common thing to see debts being hidden from partners. And I think it's because of embarrassment sometimes, bringing up the past. Obviously there's going to be a few words and a conversation to be had between the two of them once we're out of there, but first and foremost, the debt needs to be paid.
5 minutes later, Kerry is back on the phone.
Hi, Kerry.
Hello.
How much could you come up with today?
I don't know. How much?
We normally ask for half of the money, which is 5.5 grand.
Right.
If you can come up with 5.5 grand, then I think that would be reasonable, and then we'll do an arrangement for the rest.
Alright.
Alright, bye.
Gary and Connor give Kerry some time to try and raise some funds. But it's clear that Steve is still in shock about the agent's visit.
It's a nice area around here. I don't need this on my doorstep. No. Do you know what I mean? I know you're doing your job. Do you know what I mean? I ain't got a problem with that.
Steve, I completely sympathise with you, mate.
Yeah, what's this? Hello?
Kerry calls again.
I just want to speak to you.
Hello?
Hi.
My granddad said he can write me a cheque for 6,000 to give to you now, if that's okay.
We can't take cheques because it's not cleared funds, I'm afraid. We can take debit or credit card if your granddad's got...
They can take credit cards, but they can't take cheques. It's not acceptable no more. He's got a bank card.
Okay, because it's for that amount of money, it would need to go to the office for them to take the money. So I'll ring the office now then and tell them to expect a phone call.
Okay.
How much are you offering monthly?
100.
100 a month or 100 a week? Right.
Kerry's granddad has offered over half of the debt as a down payment. It's a surprise result, but the situation is clearly taking its toll.
Sounds really upset.
Yeah, I mean, I know what it is.
Look,
I mean,
she's put herself in this situation.
Because it's not that the money's owed, I reckon it's the most embarrassing thing, isn't it? Because I feel a bit embarrassed. Like, I guarantee no one will actually come up to me and say, well, what was all that about? People are made, it's Chinese whispers. Before you know it, I'm Fred West or something, and you found bodies in the garden.
30 minutes later, Gary rings the office to check the money has been transferred.
Hi Jane, has that gone through or is it just... Oh God, okay.
It seems that the payment has been declined. Gary calls Kerry.
Hello?
Hello. It got declined because my grandfather didn't realise that it was only 4,000 in the safe.
Right, I know it's not your fault, you didn't know what was in your granddad's account, but I've been here for 2 hours now. Which...
It's not like I'm not offering to pay you nothing.
Kerry says her granddad can pay £4,000 right now, but it's not the 6 she offered. Whilst they wait to hear if she can raise the rest of the money, Gary and Connor start an inventory of goods they could seize to offset the balance.
Feels like real gold. It's heavy.
But then Kerry arrives, and Gary is in for an unexpected surprise.
I didn't know you were pregnant when when we were just talking about it earlier. I'm going to help you out, right? If your granddad can pay the £4,000 now, we'll leave.
Each situation is different and everybody's different to the next, so I try not to look at things and make judgments before I actually speak to people, because it's very easy to do that, and if somebody's pregnant, then you really have to change the angle that you're coming at.
Kerry's granddad's payment of £4,000 goes through, and Kerry has now promised to get the other £2,000 by the end of the day. Gary draws up the arrangement.
£4,000 paid now, £2,000 paid by 5 p.m. today, and then £100 a month starting 1st of April.
Finally, the case is resolved for now.
That's it. Stick to the arrangement that way. We don't need to come back. Well, we'll leave you in peace anyway. Take care, guys.
Okay, thank you.
See you later.
See you later.
It's been a surprising result for Gary and Connor.
I think the client will be happy with this. Nice little village like this in the middle of Kent. The last thing anybody wants is enforcement agents knocking on doors, because it's pretty much obvious what we are and who we are, what we're doing.
And we're not exactly a bag of crisps, are we?
Bag of crisps?
Yeah, we're not small, we're not discreet.
Faced with a delicate situation, Gary and Connor got a good result. But in Stuart and Vic's next case...
I don't have the money.
Let me just explain, sir.
I don't have the money.
A debtor who says he can't pay pushes Stuart to the limit.
That belongs to the limit.
You touch me again, sir, I'll phone the police. You touch me again, sir, I'll ring the police and you'll be arrested.
Ring the fucking police.
Research has revealed that stagnant wage growth and the rising cost of living are major factors contributing to escalating levels of personal debt in the UK. Over the past decade, more than 50% of Britons have seen an increase in their living costs, whilst a quarter of people claim their income has stalled completely or even fallen. High Court enforcement agents Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are in Prestwich, Lancashire. They have a writ to collect a debt of almost £1,800 owed in unpaid parking fines by Graham Morris. Stuart has some details of the car Mr. Morris drives.
So tell me about Mr. Morris.
Mr. Morris, he's got a Mercedes CL500 outside. It's an old one.
Mr. Morris, an accountant, incurred the fines after parking his Mercedes without buying a valid ticket.
Is this the one here?
Here it is, this one here.
He had been paying off the debt by instalments, but he's defaulted. Now he must pay back the money he owes in full today.
Hello, Mr. Morris. My name's Mr. McCracken. I'm a High Court enforcement agent. Here are the High Court writs, sir. The total amount of £1,762. Are you able to make payments? If not, we are instructed to remove goods, sir.
I don't have the money at the moment.
Right, okay. The total balance at the moment is £1,762.84.
No, it's not. It's £1,000. You stuck 600 quid on costs.
At the moment, sir.
You
That's
stuck
right.
600 quid on costs.
That's at the moment, sir.
How do you justify 600 quid on a £1,000 debt?
Well, that's something you need to take up the court, sir, not with us. So we can go around in circles with this all day long. It's not going to change the situation, sir. Unless the balance is paid, we're here to remove the goods.
Yeah,
Here's your copy, sir.
I'll give you a copy of your paperwork, sir.
Left
There you
Don't
go.
fucking grab things off like that.
You grabbed it, sir.
With the door open, Stuart takes the opportunity to make peaceful entry into the house.
Paying this debt off at £100 a week,
Right.
you know what's going on.
Okay, so the claimant...
Don't
the claimant,
act stupid.
I'm not acting stupid at
Yes,
all,
you know,
sir.
most of this debt has been paid off.
Right.
There's an outstanding balance then, sir.
So what we're here to do now, sir, is to collect the balance. If not, we're instructed
If
to
the
remove
balance
goods.
is paid in
I
full.
don't have the money.
Right.
Let me just explain, sir.
I don't have the money.
All right.
Right, I've had to close my fucking office down.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and I've had to lay staff off. I don't have the money.
Okay.
You have been making payments towards it, though.
Yes, I have.
Why have you stopped?
I've got no money coming in. I'm due money in this week. That's from somebody that's owed me money for 8 months.
Yeah.
I was going to ring your company up and I was going to offer them 300 quid and then start making payments again. I owe money on North West Water and I'm paying them off at £100. And there's a limit. There's a limit to what I can do.
Yeah.
It's clear that Mr. Morris is facing financial difficulties, but the agents are duty-bound to get this case resolved one way or another. Stuart goes to clamp Mr. Morris's Mercedes outside and calls for a vehicle check.
We're currently at the property at the moment. We've seized a vehicle, a Mercedes CL500. Could you do HPI on it, please?
CL500 auto. Yeah, clear finance.
The vehicle, I reckon, is worth about 750 quid.
Okay.
As the car appears to be worth less than half the value of the debt, the agents will have to look for other assets inside the house to offset the balance.
We'll have to remove goods, sir.
Then remove the car.
Okay, and we'll be removing goods inside the property as
The
well.
property
sir.
as well, that won't cover the debt, sir, not that vehicle. It's of the age. It
So there'll
will
be
cover.
goods inside the property as well, sir. And if we do
Well, this
do
is
that,
rented property. It's owned by my sister.
what about the goods, sir?
But I'm going to get my sister down. It's her property.
Yeah, if you haven't got any evidence to prove the goods belong to her, then we will be removing
No,
them,
you
sir.
won't.
We will be, sir.
No, you won't.
Yes, we will, sir.
No, you won't. It's her property.
Right. You keep saying that, sir, but it's not going to stop what we're
It's
doing.
got a
today.
fucking land registry
Okay,
fucking
don't swear at
proves
me,
it.
sir. I'm not swearing at you.
Get off my property.
I'm not going anywhere, sir.
It's quite frustrating for us when the debtor doesn't want to play game. I mean, if we're there to resolve the matter or try and work with them, and he's just not interested in even talking to you, it's frustrating because at the end of the day, we know we will get it resolved one way or the other. But before it gets to that stage of removing, we would like to resolve the matter.
Mr. Morris calls his sister. Whilst they wait for her to arrive, Stuart starts an inventory.
So how long have you rented this house, sir?
7 years.
7 years. And everything in the house was in the house when you
Yes.
moved in? Right, even that TV that's isn't 7 years old, let's be honest. So you're saying that your sister bought that for you?
No, I bought that.
Right, there we go, sir. So there are goods in here that belong to you.
Okay, take the fucking TV.
Yeah, there we go, sir.
Take the fucking TV. Do you know what? Because of your attitude, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm not going to pay a penny now.
The TV seems to be the only asset inside worth seizing. But then Stuart spots something.
That laptop belongs to my limited company.
Okay.
Leave it alone.
Okay, so have you got any, can you just prove that with some
Yeah, the
documentation,
invoices
sir?
are at my office.
Okay, no problem. What we'll do is we'll get it removed today. It is then stored.
That belongs.
Don't touch me.
That
Sir,
belongs to.
do
That
not
belongs
touch
to the
me.
limited
You touch
company.
me again, sir, I'll
That
phone the
belongs to
police.
my limited
You
company.
touch me again, sir, I'll ring the police and you'll be
Then ring the
arrested.
fucking police.
With Mr. Morris in direct conflict with Stuart, the case has taken a nasty turn. Stuart must try and make Mr. Morris understand that the laptop will be seized unless he can provide proof it belongs to his company. But he's not backing down.
This
I
will be
want a
removed.
laptop
It's
and
being
it's
removed at the moment, sir. Don't try and obstruct me doing my job, sir.
That belongs to my limited company.
You will have time to get documentation together, that's fine.
So I'm going to do now is I'm going to secure this in the van to believe that you try and take it and try and hide it. Okay?
That's fucking outrageous.
If defendants use tactics that are aggressive, abusive, it just makes us more determined, and it doesn't throw us off the scent. It keeps us tracked on exactly what we want to do. It makes us even more determined to get a result.
The agents have been in the house for 20 minutes when Mr. Morris's sister, Fiona, arrives.
Morning. He's in there.
Good morning.
I told them it's your property and I told them the contents belong to you and they need proof.
Can I discuss the case with your sister, sir?
Yes, you can.
Right. Because the gentleman was on a payment plan, but he stopped paying. And now we're instructed to collect the full outstanding balance. The vehicle has been seized outside, and that won't cover the debt, so we'll have to remove goods from the property.
Everything here belongs to me.
Well, that TV doesn't. We've already established that, so I'm not going to go around in circles.
I want to talk to my brother on my own.
Yeah, sure,
of
but
course
we
not.
won't be leaving the property. We'll go in a different room, but we'll have to stay in the property.
Please bring me with me.
Yeah, of course,
okay.
not a problem.
Sometimes defendants get themselves into a mess, a financial mess, maybe a business venture that's gone wrong. Due to no fault of their own, they find themselves in a situation where we're on their doorstep. 9 times out of 10, it's usually parents or brothers and sisters that actually help the person that's in distress, which is a good thing to see.
Minutes later, the debtor's sister wants to start negotiating.
Is there a certain amount that could be given today to give my brother an opportunity?
It needs to be paid in full.
He's been on a payment plan already.
It's already been.
And he's broken it, so that's why the client wants the money all.
And how long are you prepared to give?
It's 7:10 now. As a gesture of goodwill, give it till 8:15. And that's us being here for nearly 2 hours.
The deadline has been set. If the money can't be raised in full in the next hour, Mr. Morris's assets will be seized.
I'm leaving the property to do something and then I'm going to come back.
Okay, no problem. Do you know how long that'll be roughly?
8:10, did you say?
Yeah.
8:10.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, tell me the truth. You're going off to see if you can get you sort the money out for me.
With Mr. Morris's sister gone to try and raise some funds, Stuart tries to find out more about the case.
Graham, where's the parking from?
They're a private parking company that states quite clearly that the first 2 hours are for free.
Yeah.
Now, I used to go there first thing in the morning for coffee, so I never stayed there more than an hour.
No.
And a lot of times I would turn up before 8 o'clock. It was a ticketing machine, and the machine didn't get turned on till 8.
Right.
And then they'd slap tickets on.
But it must have been a few times.
15 tickets.
Yeah.
I'm going to appeal this.
Yeah. You feel entitled to appeal it. That's entirely your choice.
To us, a writ is black and white. Okay, I'm not the judge. You can tell me your story, you can tell me your life story. I can't change anything on that day about the outcome of the writ. It's not going to change anything because the writ is active and it stands and we have to execute it.
5 minutes before the deadline expires, Fiona comes back.
I'm going to make the payment today.
Right.
This is a debit card.
Okay.
Right, okay.
Insert your card now. Right, you can just enter your PIN.
She offers to pay her brother's debt in full.
Graham, let's talk about it afterwards, please.
Yeah, it's gone through.
The card is accepted, and Mr. Morris's debt is cleared by his sister.
That's all your paperwork. Keep hold of that.
That's your laptop. All right, Graham, we'll be on our way.
The agent's perseverance has paid off.
Yeah. Cracking work, mate. Cracking work.
Last year, nearly 30% of people who sought advice from a leading debt charity owed money to family and friends. The average amount owed exceeded £4,500, while the total amount owed has risen by nearly £200 million since 2014. High Court Enforcement Agent Gary Brown and trainee Connor Jackson are in Havant on the south coast.
Miserable weather,
Yeah, you can say that again.
They have a writ to collect just over £8,500 owed by Luke Ferrugia to a friend.
Gonna go and pay a visit to Mr. Luke Ferrugia.
Okay.
To collect £8,591, 71 pence.
That's a lot of money.
Mr. Ferrugia borrowed the money from the claimant 6 years ago for a deposit on a house, but failed to pay it back. The case was escalated to the High Court, and now Mr. Ferrugia must pay the money he owes in full today.
Based on the weather, I'm hoping he lets us in.
Yeah.
Don't want to get my hair wet.
That dog's next door, mate.
Yeah, I heard a door close. I heard a bang. A dull thud. I just seen him. I know you're in, mate. I can see you through the window. Can you come to the door, please? Well, if you want to speak to me, I'll explain what this is about.
He's coming to the door.
I didn't realise you were coming to the door. My name's Gary Brown. This is my colleague Connor Jackson. We're here about a legal matter. This is a High Court writ.
Yeah.
Can I can I step in the dry?
Yeah, sorry, mate. Come here. Do you mind if I get dressed then?
All right, mate.
Mr. Ferrugia's girlfriend is also at home.
Were you involved in this as well, or?
Oh God, no! I've only been with him 3 years. You're talking this happened 5, 6 years ago.
Oh wow, okay, a long time ago then.
How much was he on for?
Well, he's taken you to court for £6,757.
No, he didn't even lend me that much. I think it was about £1,500, £2,000, something like that.
With interest, court costs and legal fees now added, the scale of the debt has clearly come as a shock.
We're here to collect £8,597.
I ain't got £8 grand. I ain't got anything worth £8 grand. The money that he's wanting is the money he gave me to pay for the deposit on the place that I was living at. Because I was living at my nan's, and it's like, look, I'll give you the money and that, you know what I mean, to sort of like help you get started, and so I'll pay you back, mate. Don't worry about it.
Really? Did he said don't worry about it?
Yeah, that's what, honestly.
Because I wouldn't say that if I'd lent you like six.
No, I wasn't.
Now Gary needs to get this case resolved, one way or another.
What do you do for a living?
Ground worker, labourer. You know what I mean? So I bust my bollocks and I've got no idea this is going on, and then you turn up.
This writ here orders us to remove goods unless the debt's paid.
It's all her stuff.
So
Everything. It's in the Argos car, which is all mine. The sofas are my finance, car's my finance.
Okay.
All of it's mine. He had nothing when I met him.
I'm not even working at the moment because I'm self-employed and that, and like I said, the majority of the shit in this house is hers.
With most of the assets in the house belonging to Luke's girlfriend, Gary changes tactics.
I'll be reasonable with you, and I'll give you 15 minutes to make some phone calls, see if somebody can help.
I need time, mate. I'm self-employed, like I said to Matt, I've literally got fuck all. It's not, a morning isn't enough time to sort this out.
The clock is ticking. If Mr. Ferrugia can't raise any funds before the deadline, he stands to lose what little he has. Gary and Connor were in Havant on the south coast.
I know you're in, mate. I can see you through the window.
Pursuing a debt of over £8,000 owed by Luke Ferrugia to a former friend.
He didn't even lend me that much. I think it was about £1,500.
The defendant said he couldn't pay.
Literally got fuck all.
But Gary set a deadline to see whether he could raise any funds.
I'll be reasonable with you, and I'll give you 15 minutes to make some phone calls, see if somebody can help.
Now, while Luke makes some calls, Gary and Connor start an inventory of goods belonging to him they could seize to offset the debt.
Got all these different games down here, all these different consoles, and then there's loads of old ones there. 2 boxes of Halo limited edition, they're 40 quid each.
You got a GameCube. Be a shame to have to take all this stuff.
With little of value belonging to Luke inside the house, Connor checks out the garage and finds a motorbike. Worth as much as £500 at auction, the agents might finally have found an asset worth seizing. Connor checks the license plate online and goes back inside with the news.
We have a bit of an issue, guys. The bike is not on finance.
No, I forgot. I got out a loan for
What,
it.
motorbike? Mountain bike?
Motorbike. It's a Yamaha 125, so...
With his bike now at risk, Luke has an idea.
What about your name?
As a last resort, his girlfriend rings her grandparents.
Hello?
Hello?
That's not good, is it?
Well, it might not be that bad.
That's my granddad speaking to Luke. That's not good. He's probably just moaning at him that he's got me into shit.
Oh, hang on.
Which one of you two's in charge?
Me.
He's in charge.
Hello?
Hello. Hello there. How much are you able to...
Probably at 3.
3?
I mean, that's going to be the best that we're going to be able to do. We've got literally no one else to get any money off. That is it.
Okay. Okay, I'll accept £3,000. We'll do an arrangement for the rest.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. The older generation quite often bail out the younger generation, whether it's grandsons, granddaughters. I see it quite a lot. The older generation seem to quite often be those people that owe money tend to turn to, whether it's because they are a bit wiser in terms of managing money. I would imagine that's got something to do with it.
With a lump sum payment of £3,000, Gary now needs to put a payment plan together to clear the rest of the debt.
The conversation we need to have now is how much can you pay monthly?
Probably 50 quid, and I could probably say safely at the moment that I could probably pay that, but I don't want to say I'm going to pay more and then not be able to afford it and then have more shit and then have you come back here. You know what I mean?
Gary calls the office to see if the client will accept £3,000 today and £50 a month towards the £8,000 debt.
He wants it higher than that.
Right, okay. Bearing in mind the debtor's not in work at the minute, or when he does work, it's here and there.
I can only say what the client,
Yeah.
James is telling me.
All right. Bye. Luke, they've just got hold of the client, and he said he's not accepting 50 quid a month. He wants more than that.
I've busted my ass to give you what I've got now, mate. I'm fucking on the edge.
I accept that, but that's his response.
So what's he going to think's a reasonable amount then? Because I could say £100 a month and he could still say no. And I'm not going to stay calm forever. I'm not being horrible. I know you're doing your job, mate. You've been in my house for 2 hours, fucking my shit up. I've got you £3,000. I'm not going any more than £100 a month. And that's me just clutching at straws just to get you out of my house, man. If he says no to that, then there's nothing. I can't give you no more money. I ain't got nothing else. I ain't got nothing anyway.
Gary rings the office with the new offer.
All right, cool. Okay. Thanks, Gary.
It's good news.
My boss has said, set it up, and we'll sell it to the client. Just make sure you stick to this, because I don't want to come back.
I don't want you to come back, mate.
Print there and sign there, please. All right, that's it. All right, mate. Hope you get it sorted, all right? Yeah. Take care.
The case is resolved for now, but if Mr. Farrugia doesn't stick to his payment plan, the agents will be back.
Sometimes the client just wants everything in one go, and you can't get blood out of a stone. It's not possible.
Well, they don't know the situation on the ground, though, do they? They just see it as he owes me this much money, go and get it. You know, they don't know how people live day to day.
No. On to the next one.
The agents are back, new next Wednesday at 9. A pensioner's taking no prisoners on his street, not with the nightmare neighbour next door ripping up fence posts. New tomorrow at 9, but brand new next tonight. On-screen drama becomes a deadly reality in the EastEnders Murderers. True crime, real tragedy.
Threats.
Oi!
Get out!
Anger.
Hey. Call the police, man. Call the police, man!
Desperation.
I've lost everything. I've no house, I've no nothing.
What happens when debt
We're going to come in one way or the other.
tracks you down?
Oh! It's obstruction of an enforcement agent.
Up and down the UK.
Can you come to the door, please?
we see Britain's most resilient High Court enforcement agents, dealing with every debtor's worst nightmare.
All I did was look after Dad.
Because if you can't pay,
I haven't got a penny to my name.
They'll take it away. Recent research shows that low wages, coupled with rising prices, could leave more families struggling with debt this year than at any other point over the last decade. With households now borrowing more and saving less, debt levels are reaching new highs. High Court enforcement agents Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are in Rosendale, Lancashire, with a writ to recover more than £4,500 owed to a shipping company by car parts dealer Scott Greenwood.
How much are we going to collect?
£4,651.
Let's go have a look, Vic.
If Scott can't or won't pay today, the agents can seize goods, including vehicles, to cover the debt.
Hiya, my name is Mr. Victor, I'm a High Court enforcement agent. We're after Mr. Scott Greenwood.
I'm sorry, he doesn't live here.
He doesn't live here? Are you related to him?
I'm his ex-wife, yeah. Come in, please.
Right, we've got it down that he does live here, so have you got any documentation to prove otherwise?
No, because he's not been living here that long.
It says rented accommodation.
Yeah.
Have you got a rental agreement?
I have somewhere, yeah, but I'm not sure where.
Are we able to get contact just so we can give him a quick call?
Yeah,
brilliant. No problem at all.
While the woman, Kelly, goes to call Scott, the agents take a look around the property.
Let's see all that there.
Yeah.
As well as several packages that could be connected to Scott's car parts business, there's a work van parked on the street. Stuart takes a closer look.
Oh, jet wash, air compressor, car parts.
But then Vic spots something on the dashboard.
Stuart.
Yeah.
Scott, receipt with his name on it. So that's his.
Brilliant.
The car parts and the receipt indicate that Scott owns the van. With evidence mounting that he does in fact live here, Stuart talks to Kelly again.
So who is it that owns the van?
The van belongs to a lad called Cordy.
Right, okay. Because there's receipts in there with Scott's name on.
Scott's name on it.
Right, yeah, because he has been using it, that's why.
Yeah,
it's been
right,
just
there.
moved.
Right. Does he live here or doesn't he live here, honestly?
He doesn't live here, no.
Despite her claims, Kelly hasn't provided any proof that Scott has moved out. The van won't cover the £4,500 debt, but as the agents have a duty to try and enforce the writ, they turn their attention to the Fiat on the driveway.
This vehicle will go unless payment is made.
You can't remove my car, that's mine.
Well, we need to see documentation for
Have you got proof that it's yours?
No, because the logbook hasn't come back for it yet, but the insurance is on that car.
But you must have a receipt for it.
A receipt for buying it, yeah. I
Yeah.
do.
Are we able to see that,
Bear
please?
with me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem.
While they wait for Kelly to fetch documentation, Stuart phones the office to see if the vehicles are free of finance.
Someone do HPI for me, please. It's a Fiat. Yeah. It's free, Vic. I've also got a Transit as well. Okay, brilliant.
The vehicles could both be seized and would cover almost half the debt. But Kelly has found a receipt.
Right, this car's not sold to you though, is it?
Yeah, it's mine.
It's not in your name, it's sold to Greenwood Car
Yeah, but
Space.
it's mine. Right, well, let me have this back.
Yeah, I need to take a photo of that.
The sales receipt shows the car was sold to Scott's business. The agents now have all the evidence they need to seize both the van and the car. But Kelly isn't backing down.
You can't take that car because you can't prove that it's not mine.
Well, we can take it. It's not for us to prove anything.
You can't
You've
take
got
that,
7
that's
days.
mine.
It's not in your name.
What do you actually know?
Well,
You absolutely know nothing.
despite Kelly's protests, Stuart goes to clamp the Fiat.
You, my friend, are being seized.
What's that funny little thing you put on? I'll get my saw out and cut that off if you don't get it off my car.
Yeah, you'll be arrested in criminal damage.
Be arrested?
Criminal damage.
Well, you shouldn't be on my property. You've no right.
I've got the right to be here.
Yeah, I've just told you he's not here.
Yeah?
He doesn't live here, so why are you
You
still
haven't
here?
proved me anything. Because you can't prove it. That's why.
The agents have now been at the house for 20 minutes. There's still no sign of Scott. But then Kelly comes to the door again.
Just don't know what to do.
Right.
I'm really not well myself.
I appreciate that.
What you want me to do? He's
Well,
on his way.
He's on his way. Well, when he comes here, we'll have a chat.
I didn't expect this to happen. We have to shut the business because it's not.
It's not
we
for
tried
us.
to sell some plants to get some money in for Christmas for the kids. Do you
Yeah.
know, we've 2 kids. We've split up because of it all, because of the stress of everything. He's temporarily living at his mum's. We are married.
Yeah.
But we've had to split because times haven't been really kind to us at the moment, that's all.
It's funny how some debtors go through different emotional stages. They might be angry when you get there. They might shout at you or threaten you with violence. Then they'll turn on the tears and hope that you feel sorry for them. They'll tell you they're vulnerable. They won't open the door. People go through so many different emotions to try and stop us doing our duty.
20 minutes later, Scott finally arrives at the house.
Do you know what it's about, mate?
Well, probably, yeah, but...
The outstanding balance, as you stand now, is £4,651. If we don't collect the outstanding balance in full today, we will remove goods, including the vehicles
I'm
outside.
not just take all my stock. I've got about 100 grams worth of stock. Take the fucking lot, I don't care.
So if you've got 100 grams worth of stock, surely you can afford 4,500 or whatever that outstanding balance is. But you got 100 grams worth of stock.
Yeah. When the business was running and flowing, and then that's what we left over with. That's all we got left over when we shut the business down, because we slowed down. We had no money, so the business shut down.
It seems that Scott's business has fallen on hard times. But the agents need to get this case resolved.
This is the end of the line. These guys want their money. We are here today to resolve this matter, and it's going to go one of 2 ways. It's payment in full, or we'll have to take control of goods.
Can you just come back outside? Just give me 10 minutes. Let me make another phone call.
If you need to make a phone call,
yeah, I want you to
you
leave
can make
the
a, but we won't be leaving the property. We won't be leaving the property. No, we'll be leaving it.
You either leave the property or I'm going to take your fucking head off.
The family has reached crisis point. With tempers rising, Stuart and Vic will have to get this volatile situation under control before it turns ugly. High Court enforcement agents Elmore Victor and Stuart McCracken were in Rosendale, Lancashire, collecting a debt of £4,500 owed to a shipping company by Scott Greenwood.
Hiya, morning.
First, they were told Scott didn't live there anymore.
Are you related to him?
I'm his ex-wife, yeah.
But the vehicles parked outside appeared to belong to him.
There's receipts in there with Scott's name on.
Scott's name on it.
And when Scott arrived at the house, tempers began to fray.
You either leave the property or I'm going to take your fucking head off.
Stuart and Vic immediately tried to calm things down.
We'll stand by the door and we'll close that.
The door, that's all she asked me to.
We understand.
We're not here to cause you aggro. We're here to resolve it.
Yeah.
But as the agents step aside to give Kelly time to raise some funds, Stuart spots a key for the Fiat by the front door.
Why are you taking the key off for?
Because we have to go and look at the vehicle to inspect it.
I'm not giving you permission to
Well,
take the key.
it's been seized.
It's all about finding a trigger point with the defendant. It could be various goods, it could be one particular item that they don't want us to take, and it makes people change their mind and actually take it seriously when we've taken control of something that they don't want to lose.
After talking to his family on the phone, Scott has some promising news.
My brother's going to see if he can lend me £1,000.
Yeah.
Just to pay for the job, I've got 700 quid. And my mum could lend me 300 quid, so that's £2,000.
It won't clear the balance.
But Scott's offer of £2,000 isn't enough. The debt is over £4,600. The agents keep the pressure on.
The vehicle's still going to get taken.
We try not to remove, but
Yeah, I
if
know
that's
what
the
you're
last result, then we'll have to do it.
What about if I can get over £1,000 together? If I can give you 3.
The more you can raise, the better.
We will pay. We're ringing people that we wouldn't even normally ask. I'm ringing my landlady, I'm ringing everybody. You can see what sort of family we are. This is complete utter accidents.
Yeah.
We've never had anything like this before. We've never been in bother with anything. We just don't even know what to do. You know, Christmas in this house isn't even happening this year because we're just...
Yeah.
I just tell 2 children that they're getting no Christmas presents because everything's gone wrong.
The agents give Kelly some more time to try and raise another £1,000.
Let's give it to Grandad for you.
If she's unsuccessful, she stands to lose what little she has.
It's heartbreaking in a way that other family members are dragged into a situation, but that's what debt does. Debt follows you around, it drags family members in. They have to get involved to try and resolve the situation.
Half an hour later, Kelly's granddad and another family member arrive at the house.
Hello there, sir. Hello. You alright?
Yeah. I've had a word with your grandma. She can find us evidence. But I'll have to go and pick her up and fetch her back with.
We can take payments over the phone if that's easier.
Can you?
With the help of Kelly's granddad, the couple can pay £3,000 today, with a promise to pay the balance, which has now increased with fees, in a week's time. But the vehicles will be held as collateral under what's known as a controlled goods agreement if Scott and Kelly don't pay. Stuart phones the office to see if the offer is acceptable to the claimant.
If we said £3,000 today, and then a controlled goods agreement for the car and the van, so it's £2,500 next week. £3,000 today, £2,500 next week. Thank you, bye-bye.
The claimant has accepted the offer.
The car stays here. So the car will be on a controlled goods agreement, so you can still use it.
So you'll take £3,000 today?
Today, balance in 7 days.
Scott will take 3 today and leave the car.
The car will stay here.
That has gone through.
Yeah, okay, Alan.
With the help of Scott and Kelly's families, the case is resolved for now.
Stick careful on. Stick careful on. Have a brew.
Thanks, Grandad.
Don't stop communicating with us, all right? Yeah. Because we'll come back and we'll roof those vehicles.
Are we all done?
Yeah, we're all done.
Right, guys, we'll leave you to it. See you later.
But if Scott doesn't pay £2,500 in 7 days, the agents will be back.
Family life's hard, isn't it? Especially for any young couple, but I just hope they can get it sorted.
Last year, the number of county court judgments issued against individuals in England and Wales rose for the 4th consecutive year. Their total value reached £1.7 billion, marking a £200 million rise from the previous year. High Court enforcement agents Max Caraher and Steve Pinner are in Plaistow, East London, to recover a debt of just over £2,000 owed to a housing association.
We're off to see Mr. Abdi Fatah Ibrahim, and we're looking to collect £2,172.16.
And I guess it's that big block there.
If debtor Mr. Ibrahim can't or won't pay today, the agents have the right to seize goods to cover the debt.
Hello, miss. High Court enforcement here to serve a writ. Thank you very much. 9th floor.
Okie dokie, 30.
Hello, sir. Are you Abdi Fatah Ibrahim? No. Who is that, sir?
I don't know, my cousin lives here in...
Your cousin lives here? Can you get your cousin for me, please?
He just went to an appointment.
Is it? Hello, sir.
He's not living here, sir.
Hello. Hello.
The two men in the flat claim that Mr. Ibrahim doesn't live there, but this is the address on the writ. The agents need to find out if they're telling the truth.
What I'll need to see is a tenancy agreement of who lives here. Okay, sir? That's fine, but you leave the door open for me. Just leave the door open.
We'll keep the door open. And do you have a warrant for this?
We have a High Court writ.
Can I read it?
Who are you?
Huh?
I can only show it to Abdel Fattah.
The agents are suspicious that either one of them could be the debtor himself. They need to get inside the flat to look for evidence. But the man has other ideas.
Could you please move that, please? Because you might be hindering the door. The door's fine. No, because you move your leg, please. You're not supposed to touch the property.
Sir, we're inside the property. We've got a writ to be here.
No, but you can't put your foot like that. All right, how's that?
It's amazing the lengths that people will go to get out of paying their debts. Some people hide, some people lie. If people had nothing to hide, they could invite us in so we can see that. We'll be in and out, and then that's the book closed.
But the man seems to be increasingly agitated by the agent's presence.
Don't be touching. Look, you're touching that door. Don't touch the property.
Listen, I've got a writ to be in. Is everything all right?
Is everything all right with you, bro?
I just need some paperwork.
All right, move back then. Don't be touching the property. Okay. Don't listen, bro. Don't be touching the property.
Listen, whoa. Like this, mate.
Oi, take it easy, man. Oi,
listen, we're High Court enforcement.
Listen, hang on. Stop using force. Gentlemen, stop. Stop. Don't be.
Okay, sir. I'll just get the police here, mate.
Okay, get the police. Call the police.
Listen, one thing I tell you. This guy, he let you for the doors. He's talking to you nicely.
As the aggression is escalating, Max calls the police before the situation becomes more violent.
Hello, can I have the police, please?
No, I was sitting down there. He's talking to you nicely.
Stand there like he's standing there.
Hi, we're High Court enforcement agents and we're being obstructed. We need immediate police assistance because it's kicking off. There's going to be an assault here. If somebody tries to push us out of a property or eject us, the reason is usually because they've got something to hide. The police may be responding as quick as they can, but when you're in a volatile situation, a short time can seem like a lifetime.
The men are still refusing to let the agents any further into the flat. Then suddenly, a third man appears.
Hello, sir. We're here with the High Court writ.
If you could all show us your ID, we can say, oh, okay, this man isn't this man isn't this man isn't this.
That would work.
That's simple.
The person that you're looking for, it's not complete in here. I assure you that.
Okay, yeah, but we need identification and like the copy of the council tax tenancy agreement.
All three men claim that the debtor, Mr. Ibrahim, doesn't live here, but the agents still haven't seen any proof. And Max and Steve have a duty to enforce the writ.
What's your name, sir? My name's Sheikh. Sheikh. The police are coming. Brilliant. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye.
Nobody wants to see us at their house, so there's an immediate problem. We're going into their home, uninvited. And then it's the case of trying to reason with people who are in an angry state.
15 minutes after they were called, the police arrive.
Hi, gents.
This is my cousin's house. They can't be in the house unless they show me a warrant stating that they can come inside the house.
What's your name, sir?
Forget my name. Could you read it and tell me whether they got the right to be inside this house or not? That's the first question, yeah?
They've got a writ. This is from High Court, okay? You have to abide by this.
No, where does it say they've got a warrant to come into the house? That's what I'm telling you.
On this paperwork. Calm down, alright?
Listen, forget whether they got the right to do what they're doing. That's the first question, yeah? Okay. Then you think about it, whether they're right or wrong.
Okay, don't tell me to do my job, sir.
Right, it's a High Court.
Listen, don't tell me nothing.
Well,
no,
listen,
I'm dealing with the police. Huh? No, you cannot touch it. No, listen, they can't do nothing till you show me they got the right. Listen, don't be there. Listen. No, this is wrong. You need to tell them to stand still till you see the evidence saying that they got the right to do this. Otherwise, you're not doing your job. Listen, you're a civil servant here. You're assisting the company rather than assisting me. I pay your wages, not them.
Why are you chatting to me?
Could they not move till they show you the evidence? Then you talk to me. Do your job.
These guys are here to serve a purpose, right?
How do you know?
I'm here.
No, you don't know.
I'm not going to shout at you.
You have a right. You're not doing your job. You're serving the company.
You can get arrested.
Arrest me for what? Arrest me for what?
Breaking the peace.
Sheikh won't calm down.
You are breaching the peace. You letting company come to my house.
So the police are forced to take action.
Mate, you've been arrested for a breach of the peace. Show me your hands, mate.
Bro, I haven't done nothing wrong. All I told you was to check the paperwork.
With Sheikh in handcuffs, the agents can finally begin to search the flat for evidence that the debtor, Mr. Ibrahim, lives at the address.
Okay. So you need, what, we look for some documentation, like tenancy agreement or anything like that.
The flat is in a state of disarray. But in the living room, Max makes a discovery.
Yeah, there we go, look. To Abdulfarim Ibrahim, so letters are going here for him.
And that was only the 15th of November.
The unopened letter addressed to debtor Mr. Ibrahim was sent only 2 days ago. Steve takes it to show Sheikh.
Sir, may I just say one thing? I know you don't want to talk to me. There's a letter here to the man we're looking for, which was posted on the...
Yeah, he's trying to return it. He's been getting letters, that's what it is.
But you say he doesn't live here, didn't live here.
He doesn't live here.
The letter isn't enough evidence to prove that this is Mr. Ibrahim's home. And the men are still refusing to tell the agents and the police who they are. But Max and Steve have another problem to contend with.
At the end of the day, there's insufficient goods for us to remove. There's not really much we can do.
With very little to seize and inconclusive evidence that Mr. Ibrahim lives here, the agents decide that they have no alternative but to walk away.
I've got some photos, there's insufficient goods. I'm happy if you are.
Okay.
Despite the assault on them, Steve wants to leave on good terms.
I'll have a chat with the gentleman in the handcuffs. I don't know how far you want to go with this.
Nah,
we have no objection to this man just walking away from this.
That's fine.
Okay? This is
it
nothing
is
to
what
do
it is.
between me and you. This is just a job. We're instructed by courts. Okay? So do we part in friends?
You take care. I'll shake your hand, but you're in cuffs. Okay? You look after yourself.
Sheikh is released without charge.
This job can be very frustrating at times because you have to walk away from a situation knowing that somebody isn't going to get the money that they're rightfully owed. And that does get to me. We like getting success in the field, as does anyone else. Completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
That could have been done in a minute.
Oh dear.
What a day.
High Court enforcement agents are trained to deal with aggression in a controlled way. But in Stuart and Vic's next case,
I don't like you, you're a smug fucking prick.
the agents are back to see Scott and Kelly
It's not my car for you today, so
Yeah, but that's fine, it will go today. I can guarantee it.
and have to get tough.
If you're taking that car, you're going to have to take me with it because I'll be sat in the car.
No, the
so.
police will remove you.
Put it right.
A recent report from a leading financial institution has shown that nearly 30% of Britons are struggling to pay off their debts. 1 in 5 have reported having trouble sleeping at night due to debt worries, while nearly a sixth are afraid to answer the door or the phone because of their creditors. Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are on their way back to Rosendale, Lancashire.
So Vic,
We're going back. We're going back to Scott Greenwood. Broken payment plan.
so he's only got himself to blame, mate, I'm afraid.
3 weeks ago, Scott Greenwood agreed to pay £2,500 to settle a debt owed to a shipping company. But he broke his promise. Now the agents are back to get this case resolved for good.
Right.
Okay, see you in a sec.
See you in a sec.
The car they listed for removal if the agreement was broken is parked outside.
Is she there?
Yeah, she's inside on the phone.
If you don't want to come to the door, that's fine, but just ring my mobile. I'll put my card through the door. All right, here you go.
What?
Right, we are here to remove the vehicle.
You can't. It doesn't even belong to me. It's my granddad that's paid for it.
The last time the agents were here, Scott's wife Kelly produced a receipt for the car, which stated it belonged to the debtor's business. But now she appears to have a receipt to show it belongs to her granddad.
Well, this wasn't what we were shown last time. Okay.
Because I couldn't find that last time to show you.
Yeah.
That's proof there.
Well, it's not proof now.
Yes, it is
It's
proof.
not.
That's
It's not proof. I could have done that 5 minutes ago. That wasn't the receipt you showed us last time. Okay. So, like you said.
I didn't have that to hand last time, and I told you that.
But you showed us the receipt.
I didn't show you a receipt for the car.
Well, you did last time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
showed
did.
you a receipt
Okay.
previous to
So
the date
I'm
on
not. I'm not taking this as evidence. We're taking the car now. It's under a controlled goods agreement.
It's not.
It is.
Right, well, I'll ring the police then.
But ring the police. No problem. They're here to assist us.
You can't take that
Of
car.
course you can. We're not accepting that as evidence. You could have done that 5 minutes after we left.
Why have I? You can see
Okay.
it's been signed and dated.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see the bank transaction that was made for that.
It wasn't paid. It was paid in
Paid in
cash.
cash.
From me.
Yeah, of course it was paid in cash. Okay.
Is Scott on his way down?
Well, he's on his way, so you'll have to wait for him to get it.
I'm not waiting for anyone. I'm not waiting there for anyone. There's
Well,
your
I'll get the
receipt.
police then. It's
Yeah,
as
ring the
simple as
police.
that.
What are the police going to do?
Despite Kelly's protests, the car is already under a controlled goods agreement and can be seized. But Kelly's not backing down.
He has no right to sign anything on that vehicle because that vehicle doesn't belong to him.
Well, it's
The van doesn't belong to him.
It was
he
in
signed
a-
that to get you out of the house. It
It
doesn't
wa-
belong to him. It's mine.
It was in a
belongs
name.
to my granddad.
Once somebody tells a lie, they've then got to remember what they've lied about, and it's us remembering that they've lied to us in the first place. So it's picking apart a puzzle that they've created and they want us to believe.
Before the agents take the car away, they decide to wait for Scott to arrive. They hope he will make a payment and get the matter resolved.
We're just waiting now. Just waiting. We're going to give it 15 minutes, and then we're going to start ringing for recovery for the vehicle to be removed.
Yeah, Scott now.
10 minutes later, Scott arrives at the house.
Hi, Scott. Back again, mate. What's happening with this payment?
I can't pay it, can I?
Right, the vehicle will be removed.
You can't remove that.
Yeah, we can. Belong to me. It can. We've
Yeah.
seen the receipt for it, mate. We're not going around in circles.
We need to control of
Not
it.
any circles. You try and take the van. If you try and
Yeah.
take the car,
Yeah.
whoever's truck you come, I'll just take their fucking truck. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm sure you will, mate.
Yeah, I will.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will.
Then what
Listen,
will happen
I'm not
is...
speaking to you. I want to speak to you because I don't like you. You're
Well-
a smug fucking prick.
Well, it's your
I'll
choice,
speak to
mate.
him.
It's your choice, mate.
Yeah, it
so
is.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen.
No,
I'm
you're
going to remove the
tell me,
vehicle.
I'm not speaking to me.
Okay.
I'm not speaking to you.
All right, no worries. Not my loss. I'll stay warm here, mate.
You just blind me fucking.
Vic now tries to calm Scott down and make the agent's authority clear.
You signed a legal document where that vehicle was on.
Right.
Yeah. Saying that, yes, if you do break the payment plan, we can come and take this vehicle. That's what you signed.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
all-
but it's not my car for you today. So
yeah,
you
but that's
can't-
fine. It will go today. I can guarantee it. We gave you time to
Yeah,
clear
a
the
week
balance.
to find another fucking 2,600 quid. I haven't been able to do it, so I can't find it. You know, I can pay like £200 a month.
They're not going to accept £200 a month. It's going to take too long to clear it.
I don't have anything to pay today. I can probably pay 100 quid. That's it. You know, that's all I've got to my name.
But a £100 payment towards a £2,500 debt won't be enough for the claimant. Vic and Stuart's only option is to call recovery to come and get the car.
What'll happen is, okay, honestly, what'll happen
Well,
now...
if you're taking that car, you
Yeah.
don't have to take me with you because I'll be sat in the car.
No, the police will remove you.
But it's right.
It's not looking good. That's all I'm saying. Now you can make threats. But, you know, we're not yet to
I'm
have.
not making any
No,
threats,
I'm saying
threatening anyone.
if the recovery vehicle come, it will go.
It
If you
won't.
do- well, then you get arrested, and your pal's going to go from that.
We do this every day, Scott. We do this every single day, and we hear the same thing every single day. It can legally
Just been
take
into the
it.
police. You can't take it.
The police know
The police
nothing about
come
civil
here.
law.
Well, I'll get my granddad down because he owns
Yeah.
the car.
If the
I've
police-
given you the receipts. for
Your
the
granddad
car.
paid last time, didn't he?
Yeah.
He said nothing about the vehicle when he was
Because
here
he
last
didn't know what
time.
was going on because he was frightened.
I had
He's
the
nearly
key.
70 years
I had the key,
old.
and he made no comment about the vehicle at all. He didn't come up just like.
He didn't come here for the
Yeah,
car.
but at the moment he didn't come up.
Take the children.
The gentleman's
So
come up
it's
straight away. The gentleman came straight away and says, "What are you doing with my car?" Your granddad didn't say that at the time. That's the reason why I don't believe that receipt there was made at the time.
This is ridiculous. I know you're only doing your jobs.
Okay.
I know that. That's
Okay.
fair
Right.
enough, right?
Can I speak for
And
a
you're not the
second?
company.
Or you
Can you
go-
just wait? I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to this gentleman in a minute. Now, please
Yeah.
wait.
We heard this last time.
I'm not speaking to you. Will you just please shut your mouth for a moment?
will you
Because I am
please?
not speaking to you.
Well, at the end of the day, you need to hear some
I have
information.
my own rights.
Yeah, I know you have your rights. No, you don't.
So this vehicle is sold 4 months ago.
Yeah, it was sold in
Yeah, and
July.
you still haven't got the registration paper back.
We haven't got what?
The registration
V5.
back.
The V5. We haven't sent it off yet. That's why.
Right, so have you got it
yeah,
then?
I have sent it off.
Right,
yeah.
you just told me you didn't. So have you taken it or not?
Have we what?
You've just said then that you had sent it off, then you said that you hadn't.
Have you sent it off?
Yeah, I have sent it off.
But you just said just then you hadn't, so either or. Look, I'm not going on circus, right? The vehicle.
No, that's
right,
right. No, I
you
sent
can
it
argue
back
right,
to the
right,
V5, so
listen,
I don't know off the top of my head.
But the V5
Right.
is a proof of ownership anyway.
At the end of the day, whatever you throw at us, we'll take it. Because at some point, you're going to overstep the mark and your lies are going to backfire. Because that's the difficult thing about lying, is really to stick to the story.
The agents have been trying to reason with Scott and Kelly for a quarter of an hour. But then Kelly drops a bombshell.
Do you have been thrown out?
I told them.
Over this
I've
house.
got 10 days to be out.
Yeah, she's been thrown out with 2 kids.
I've 10 days to get out.
We're trying to find you another house.
Because all these fucking gobshiting neighbours on here, because it's such a posh snobby area, and we're not as posh as them, they've all complained to my landlord who owns my house,
Knows these kids
and now
out.
they've thrown me out. So now I'm homeless with 2 children before Christmas with no money. Because last time you came, I gave you everything I had. I gave you everything I had. I've nothing. I have nothing.
if you take a call,
He's
what
trying
you
to
do?
work his hardest to try and earn a bit of money together for Christmas. We're trying here. Can you please just work with us and try and do something? Please, I'm begging you. I've lost everything. I've no house. I've no nothing for my children. You know, I don't even have a fridge freezer. I'm having to try and beg and borrow money now.
It's heartbreaking in a way once you see what people get themselves into through no fault of their own sometimes, but we've just got to try and execute the rate in the most professional way as possible.
It's clear that the family has hit rock bottom. So Stuart calls the office with an update.
She's been evicted in 10 days from this address. It depends whether we want to take the car or call it quits, or we go into a payment plan of like 200 quid a month.
It will be up to the claimant to decide whether to throw the family a lifeline.
I'm literally just waiting for the office to phone back, because if they do say approved to remove, then it's the claimant's choice.
A few minutes later, the office calls with a decision.
Hello. Oh yeah, go on. Yeah. So what's 100 today? £200 a month. Let's go. Do it inside.
The claimants have accepted Scott's offer of £100 today and a payment plan to settle the balance.
I'll remove the clamp, Vic.
Thank you. Have you got cash?
Got cash, yeah.
The car is safe for now.
I need you to sign this, Scott. Once again, print name there.
Yeah.
And sign there for me, please.
Is it?
So you're very lucky. I'll be honest with you. Don't break this, because this is, you're not going to get another opportunity.
No.
All right. Bye-bye. All the best, mate.
Scott must now stick to his new plan of £200 a month. If he doesn't, there'll be no more second chances.
The claimant had a change of heart. They got a lifeline today. You know, it's unheard of, to be honest with you. It's going to take a year to clear it. Obviously, we wanted it paid in full, but you can't take blood from a stone. I'm afraid, not even me and Stuart.
No. Right, stop chatting and let's go.
Latest government figures reveal that evictions from rented properties across England and Wales have risen by nearly 45% since 2009. Last year, over 300 repossession orders were granted to landlords every day, and more than 130,000 renters in England were at risk of eviction. High Court enforcement agents Paul Bohill and Ben Pinner are in North London to carry out an eviction.
We're in the fair borough of Tottenham. The first job we've got to go to is repossession.
The tenants, Mohammed Rashouk and his nephew, Victor Rashuk, owe over £7,000 in rent arrears.
What's the road? 25 High Road. I'm guessing this is High Road. Yeah. This looks more like it.
But the agents aren't here to collect the money. Their job is to evict the tenants today.
We come to all the nice places. This is possibly one of the nicest we've been to.
The tenants occupy a bedsit in a large shared house.
A lovely house, gone to the dogs.
Just in case the bell doesn't work.
Nobody appears to be in. But then the landlord's agent arrives. But he doesn't have a key.
So can we break the door?
If you give me the authority.
Can you shake the door for me?
Can we what?
Shake the door for me, please.
When we're doing an eviction and they're not answering, and they've obviously come to the mindset that we'll just go away, that's really not the case. We're going to be coming through that door, whether you like it or not, one way or the other.
Hey.
As Ben and Paul finally gain entry, Ginger, another agent who acts for the landlord, arrives.
Hello, Ginger.
Are you sure it's this one now?
There's no answer, so Ginger decides to break down the door.
Hello, mate.
The tenants appear to be in after all, but the agents are in for a shock.
Why didn't you open the door?
No speaking.
Well, you're deaf.
Are you deaf?
Yeah.
A simple eviction has suddenly turned into a complex situation. It will take all of the agents' experience to handle this case sensitively. High Court enforcement agents Paul Bowhill and Ben Pinner were in North London to evict two tenants with rent arrears of over £7,000. But a simple repossession quickly turned into a complex case.
Why didn't you open the door?
Don't speak. No speaking.
Well, you're deaf.
Are you deaf?
Yeah.
Now the agents must help Mohammed, who is profoundly deaf, and his nephew Victor, who speaks little English, understand what they need to do next.
Do you sign? I sign. My name. Ben. B-E-N. Yeah.
Because Mohammed signs in Spanish, Ben's efforts to communicate with him fail. So he tries to talk to his nephew Victor.
Oh, do you speak?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any lights in here?
No, there's no light.
We're here to evict you. That's from the property.
You have to leave the premises today.
You have?
We have a High Court writ.
Because you've been evicted.
No one told them.
You would have had lots of letters.
Every job that we go into has potential for a wide range of probabilities. So if somebody is vulnerable, we'll pick it up in the first 30 seconds. On this occasion, it was a very difficult situation. The man we wanted to talk to couldn't hear us, and even if he could, he couldn't understand us. I mean, you couldn't make that sort of story up.
Despite the communication difficulties, the agents persevere.
You need to pack enough things for today and tomorrow.
Okay.
So you can then arrange to come back when you've found somewhere to live and collect the rest of the stuff.
Okay.
With Victor acting as an interpreter, Mohammed appears to understand that he has to leave the bedsit. But then he hands Paul a document.
This is a housing benefit which is current, so housing benefit is being paid.
The letter shows that the tenants have been receiving housing benefit, but the amount hasn't covered the full rent. Victor claims he's unaware of this shortfall, which has led to the £7,000 worth of arrears.
I've not been told.
Yeah, but that's why you've been evicted.
Evicted?
Yeah.
For no reason.
For that reason.
I haven't been told that. I need 21 days.
Whatever the rights or wrongs of the situation, the men need to leave today.
Pack a bag, and I'll be out here. Okay?
But because of Mohammed's disability, Paul is concerned for his welfare.
You know, we either turn them out in the street and leave them wandering, or we actually do the right thing. Fair dues, isn't it?
He decides to call the council to see whether they can give the tenants immediate help in finding a bed for the night.
Your call is being transferred to one of our advisors. Please hold.
Once I got into the flat, my attitude towards the tenant changed dramatically. I then realised that he needed help. He was still going to be evicted, but I decided at that moment that whatever we could do to make it easy for him, we would do. My name is Paul Bowhill. I'm a High Court enforcement agent, and we're just carrying out an eviction. It's a little bit of a difficult situation. The guy we're evicting is profoundly deaf and he can't speak. So apart from being Spanish, I was actually seeking advice. I mean, we can bring him into the council office.
Right. What I can do is I can book in for triage, and that means he needs to go to 48 Station Road with all his documents, and then we'll see what they can do to help him.
Yes, that's fine, thank you.
Thank you.
The men have a possible lifeline.
I'll take you to the council when you're ready.
In this particular case, I felt really sorry for the guy. I didn't want to leave him on the street, not speaking any reasonable English, to find his way to the council to explain his predicament.
Victor and Mohammed's time in the house is up. Paul and Ben arranged to meet them down at the emergency housing office.
How can I help?
These two young gentlemen here have been evicted from a house. The guy here is a deaf mute. We've just come here to explain why he's here.
I mean, you can leave them with us and we can...
That's fine.
Well, I appreciate you coming in with them.
I just wanted to make sure they were delivered.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'll leave them in your capable hands.
Thank you, Paul.
Be lucky. I often worry about the people that we've evicted. I do, on many occasions, track them down, if you like, to find out if their life has changed. And I do genuinely feel for them. I can't deal with all of the problems that they have, and I don't think that the society that we live in is adequately dealing with their problems anyway.
Paul and Ben have done all they can. It's now up to the council to help Victor and Mohammed find a bed for the night.
Casualties of the housing crisis are hitting back. The new series of Nightmare Tenants Slum Landlords continues tomorrow at 9. And for one birthday boy, it's time to blow out some candles, but it's also lights out on a relationship, or is it? New One Night with My Ex is coming next.